It may sound crazy, but if you are feeling tired, if you find that you're getting ill often, you have mental fog, you find that you're irritable or emotional or you can't sleep, then it may be time to really think about how to get out of your mind and into your body. Welcome to the Core Happiness Podcast. I'm your host, Casey Banks, a mindset and positive psychology coach. On this podcast, we discuss all things related to creating happiness from within. So let's do it. Hello and welcome. We are at least in the South in Georgia, we are in spring, even though it's already starting to feel like summer. And I'm noticing a lot of people have summer colds, and I think it's just a stressful time. We have summer coming up, people are planning vacations. We have kids that are about to be out of school or about to graduate. And I think sometimes that there's a correlation between these spring/summer colds and the stress of just kind of trying to wrap things up, especially with work and juggling things to get into the summer. So I wanted to talk today about the mind-body connection, and this will just really serve as more of a reminder of why that connection is so important, how to notice when that connection is out of alignment, and then what we can do about it. On this podcast, we talk a lot about stress and how to manage stress, how to reduce stress, and a lot of times some of the solutions are physical activity. We talk a lot about exercise. We talk a lot about how being in nature can help. But I do want to talk more about the science behind it and share some practical tips and discuss some habits we can do to incorporate building our mind-body connection, especially just to help improve our overall well-being, improve our mental health, improve our physical health. And I think it's just a great topic to discuss as we are getting ready to go into the summer. Let's start with the science. Research shows that physical activity, as we know, can have a profound impact on our overall health. But did you know it can also have a huge impact on brain function and mental health? We know that when we exercise, we have the feel-good hormones, right? We have endorphins, serotonin, dopamine, and we know that all of that can elevate the mood and reduce stress. But did you know that it can alleviate symptoms of anxiety and depression? For example, a study published in the journal Psychiatry Research found that regular aerobic exercise, so running, swimming, things like that, can effectively reduce symptoms of depression. Another study in the Lancet Psychiatry Journal reported that people who exercise had 43% fewer days of poor mental health compared to those who did not engage in physical activity. So again, we know why a mind and body connection is important, right? What we think and what we feel has an effect on our body. When we have a lot of anxiety, which is more of a mental thing, it affects our body, and our bodies hold on to the stress. It holds on to the anxiety. We've discussed before about energy and how negative energy, which is stress, anxiety, all of those feelings, depression, can actively change our cells at a cellular level. We can change our body at a cellular level, right? So we know that the mind and body connection is important, that it's essential for holistic health. We know about stress reduction. But did you also know that regular exercise can improve cognitive function? It can enhance your memory. It can even slow down the mental aging process. How amazing is that? And did you even know that engaging in physical activity helps your mind process emotions more effectively, and it leads to improved emotional stability and resilience? So this is the most important part. Turn up the volume, lean in, because I want to talk about how to tell when you are out of alignment. And these are symptoms that I think most people have. We just don't know to look out for them, and we don't know what to do about them. But recognizing when we're out of alignment with our mind and body connection is important. And so, what are the signs that we look out for? Number one, chronic fatigue. Feeling constantly tired despite getting enough sleep can be the biggest sign of poor mind-body alignment. Frequent illness, a weakened immune system, frequent colds, infections can indicate that you're dealing with high levels of stress, high levels of cortisol that is affecting your poor physical health. Also look out for mental fog. Difficulty concentrating, forgetfulness, lack of clarity can be symptoms of insufficient physical activity or chronic stress also. emotional instability, if you're experiencing frequent mood swings, irritability, heightened anxiety, depression, all of that can be a signal that you need to address your physical activity levels to align your mind with your body. And then sleep issues. Do you have trouble falling asleep, staying asleep? Do you wake up in the middle of the night? Do you wake up feeling unrefreshed or feeling still tired? That can also be linked to physical inactivity and mental stress. Now, if you're like me, you're probably thinking, yeah, I experience at least one of those daily. But here's the thing. If you are experiencing more than one of the five that we just went through, then it's time to really think about how you are engaging in a mind-body connection. What do you do on a daily basis? What's working and what's not working for you? So let's move into how we can incorporate building a mind-body connection. Number one, start small. That's always my go-to, right? Begin with something manageable. Incorporate a manageable activity that is something like a 10-minute walk or a short yoga session in the morning. Just something to connect your mind and body to get it into a flow. The key, start small. Gradually increase the intensity and the duration as you go. Second thing, find an activity you enjoy. Exercise doesn't always have to be a chore. Find something you love. For me, it's dancing. I put on music that I know I cannot sit still to, and I just start dancing. If I'm doing chores, I'll put on music and dance and clean. So it doesn't feel so much like a chore for me. When I was married, my husband would do that. He would put on his headphones and then mop the floor. And I'd be like an hour later, he's still mopping the floor. But you know what? It worked for him and the floor looked immaculate. So do what works for you. Find something fun. If it's playing a sport or cycling or hiking or any activity that you enjoy that requires you just to be a little bit physical, do it. Tip number three is to make it social. Go with friends, find a class, get social boost, make the activity more enjoyable. Find a workout buddy. That can even help with accountability. And number four, once you find that thing, set realistic goals. Set something that's achievable and that keeps you motivated. Whether it's, I want to attend a certain number of classes, or I just want to work on improving my strength, feeling stronger, or I want to run a certain distance. But having a goal can help you give direction and purpose. It helps you build a habit. And then lastly, just keep it simple. Look for small moments throughout the day to incorporate movement, mindless movement you don't have to think about, right? So instead of taking the elevator, take the stairs or stand up from your desk and stretch, just allow your mind to really be in your body, feel the stretch, feel the movements. But building a mind and body connection is just like anything else I talk about in this podcast. It takes time. It takes consistent habits. So after some trial and error, things that have worked for me have been morning movement. Starting the day with something physical can help set that positive tone for the rest of the day. So a quick yoga session, even just stretching, even if it's just getting ready for work and having a little dance party while you're getting ready, just try to do something in the morning though. And then you can do something mindful, something that incorporates breath control, something with meditation and movement. Yoga is always great for that, but if you're not into yoga, you don't have to be. I've said before, to look into certain apps just to help with meditation, but even just breath work gets you into your mind body connection. Even if you just sit there and breathe deeply, just focusing on your breath, trying to keep your mind inward. How does it feel? Put your hand on your heart as you breathe. Feel the rise and the fall. This is also great to do just during the day, regular breaks. Just take a minute to stretch or just focus on your breathing, put your hand on your heart, like anything to unwind. And then at the end of the day, do the same thing. Do it in reverse. So before you get into bed, try stretching or try a breathing activity or try meditation. I am, again, a huge, huge, huge proponent of what I call a brain dump. Writing even can be a physical movement that flows from, your mind through your physical, through your hand and writing. Like journal something, do a brain dump just to get it out. But the main thing is to notice when you're out of alignment. Because if you stay out of alignment too long, you'll start to realize that you start to have illnesses. You start to fall into more anxiety, more depression. So the mind and body connection is a powerful tool for our overall wellness. And we have to incorporate ways to be physical. And it's not just about physical activity. It's about creating that physical activity with the mindfulness in a combination to boost your overall mental health, to boost your mood. But again, if you find that you are feeling tired, if you find that you're getting ill often, if you find that you have mental fog, if you find that you are irritable or emotional or you can't sleep, really truly think about how to get out of your mind and into your body. That is the most important thing that I can stress. And I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but I promise if you do it, you'll feel the difference. And again, it doesn't have to be something big. I'm not telling you to go hit the gym and have a established workout routine. While that's great, it doesn't have to be that big. It can be something as simple as just finding ways to incorporate movement that get your mind and body connected. But most importantly, just start where you are. Use what you have, do what you can, anything you can do to strengthen that connection. And if you've already been doing it for a while, try something new. So that's all we have for today's episode. In the next episode, we are going to dive deeper into the topic of mind-body connection with special guest Virginia Oman. That is a conversation you won't want to miss, so make sure to tune in. Until then, stay well. I thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed this podcast, please feel free to rate it or leave a review. If you have any thoughts or questions, I would love to hear from you. You can email podcast@corehappiness.com. For show notes and additional resources, you can visit www.corehappiness.com. As always, please remember, never let anyone diminish your light. Until next time, sending you my love.